welcome back. It has been 2 nights that I've slept in this bed, comfortable bed. I have to say, look, it hasn't fallen apart yet either, which is really cool. So I come down here and think, oh, I'll go to bed, lovely. Then I go out the decking and I'm just staring at the stars. But then I'm standing out there waiting for the shooting stars to go past, and then it's like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Unfortunately, no blackout curtains, so as soon as the sun comes up, it's going straight through the window onto my face. First of all, I'm going to take dogs for a walk to my brother's house to look at his well, because that well I've got here is going to need to be sorted out really quickly before we go into the winter months and it starts to fill up when we get the rain. Walk first. Right, I've taken a couple of photographs of his just to give me a little bit of a guide as to what I want this to look like. This one is slightly wider and it's in much worse condition, as you can see down here. I've already showed you this when the water level was a bit higher, but looking at it now, it has dropped down quite a lot. So I do need to think about it at this point, even if I don't start straight away, because I need to make sure that I can get all that debris out of there somehow. And get that metal structure out as well, because that was the original frame that went around here and the wheel on it all looks to be in relatively good condition, at least the visible parts are. So if I can get all of that out without getting too much drop down into that hole, then I can really see what I've got to do. So I want to try and get in there in the next few weeks to get that sorted out, or at least get the ball rolling to get that sorted out. But I think it's going to be really difficult. But as they say, where there's a well, there's a way. So sometimes you need a little bit of inspiration and something to push you to get going on this sort of thing. Now, I've never done a vegetable garden before, and I certainly haven't had anything on this sort of scale. So it's kind of daunting, I guess, in one respect. But sometimes that one little thing that you notice kicks you into gear and says, I want to do it now. And I really want this whole thing more or less established and ready before the end of the year. So far I've spotted 17 carob trees just in this little area around here, and you can see how close it is to the bus. I can't believe I didn't even notice this one. It's right next to the gate. But Will was down there earlier on eating one of the carobs on the floor. He loves them. That is so exciting. How I haven't noticed this, I don't know. It's just crazy. I mean, how frustrating is that? Just up there, you can see all the grapevines that are running down there. They're in the lighter green. And I can see right, if I put my finger about there, I could see a whole load of grapes all the way down there, and I can't get to it. So just through there, you can see the well. And then I'm standing on the other side of that stream. And then just here, there is that concrete water container. There's 2 parts to it, and I know that there's a pipe that runs from there that goes to the well as well. So if I can pump water from there into here, this is a slightly higher point, which means I can then run water down there, which the bus is about there somewhere, down into there, and then that'll give me lots of water to grow my fruit trees inside near the bus. And it also means I can get the water down into this area here where I'm going to be growing the food. So it's so exciting. I can't wait, but I have to step away from it for a minute to carry on what I'm doing. My little stockpile of bamboo is starting to build up, and I think I'm almost ready to start cutting that down and think about how I'm going to attach it to the side of the decking. So that's really cool, but I do need to do probably a few more trips before I can continue, because I'm also going to be using that bamboo in other areas as well. While I was cutting the bamboo down, I noticed these sprouting up, which is really cool. So I've dug up the roots, put them in a bowl of water, and then I'm going to have them going down here. That will act as a little bit of a windbreak. Plus, it'll give me a little bit of privacy from the safari tours that always come down here. And it will look really nice as well, especially when they get tall. Oh, it is so lovely down here. It really is under the shade. It is beautiful. But this morning I was starting to clear the inside of the house out, because it's just getting way too messy. The floors are dirty with all the animals that I've had going through there the last few months, with the snakes, the mice. I just found another large mouse dead behind the fridge, and it's just not good or healthy. My stuff is just junked everywhere. Every day I go in there, I pick something up and I move something, and it's just got out of hand. Been getting a little bit carried away because I've been videoing this, and because I know that I have a sort of a level what I want to achieve. But I feel like in the process of doing that, I've missed my goals and my objectives. So I have decided about an hour ago that I am going to move the bus and everything down here. so that it's closer to the house, because just in the 3 nights I've been here, I've realized that it's not practical being this far away from the house. So yeah, what do I say? Let's go up to the house and I'll show you. Right, bus is down there, but it's gonna go there. There's a huge branch overhanging up here, which I need to cut down, because as you can see, it's right above the tractor. Now I've decided, with the water, which is just on the wall around there, or just off of the wall, I'm going to put the shower on this wall here, and this is going to be my shower area, which means I can get a cover over it. I can put a boiler on the inside of that room. It's going to be a lot quicker, a lot easier. And in the future, when I do come to start the house and I put all of the insulation around the outside, I just pop the shower out, put everything up there so it's looking lovely, and I can still put the shower back even if I move the boiler. I need to start by cutting that tree down, getting this area cleared out, move the tractor, get this land ready for that bus. Mechanic up the road, he's got my car at the moment, putting a new clutch in it, so I can't go anywhere at the moment. Then I can put some gravel around here just to give me a nice area in the winter time when it rains, so I'm not slopping through mud, and everything gets more use. Right, one last look before I start pulling it all apart. I can't believe I'm doing this. I did all that in such intense heat as well, and I'm sort of laughing, but I'm with a tear in my eye. I think I've got to work out exactly how I'm going to move this now, because the decking is really super close to that bus, and I know I'm going to have to dig away some of that ground, so I think I'm going to start there. On the plus side of doing this, because I'm running on about 80% at the moment, because I'm not entirely happy with my decision, and I'm going back to the dentist today to have my braces taken out, so that's got to be a plus, surely. I can't wait for that, so I'm just going to have a quick shower now. And now, unfortunately, I left my bike at my brother's house, my scooter at my brother's house. I don't want to take the other bike down there, so I'm going to have to walk. And it's about 15 minutes, so I've got to hurry up. I do have this. It's been a while. Beats walking. Oh, to be young again. I can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to having these braces taken out. I put them in January, and I thought I was going to have them in longer, to be honest with you. But they're coming out today, and I can't wait. That makes up a little bit for my decision on the bus, I think. Christ, I'm looking forward to this. Oh, you want to say hello?
No.
Say hello.
Hello.
This is my dentist and she's going to be taking my braces out today, and this is the punishment chair. It's such a relief. So I'm going to celebrate with a coffee, and I'm going to go and get something from the supermarket to eat tonight and celebrate. So on the way back from Sombrage, I decided to take a little look at that fire. It was put out the day when I was videoing it, but the following day after I stopped videoing, it started back up again, and I could see it from the bus, the smoke again, and there was a second fire as well afterwards. That was all put out pretty quickly, but here you can see this is the edge of where that fire was. The wind was going towards the coast, so everything on the right hand side of the road is all right, but on this side a few bushes survived, but you'll see it goes on for quite a while, and this is only the width of the fire. So the intense smell was something that you notice straight away. And there are just a few moments up here, there are some houses which, Christ, they must have been shitting bricks when they saw that fire. I mean, I'm taking it they were all evacuated, but to come back and see just how close that was to them, wow, they were lucky. I was hoping to be able to do this without actually touching the decking boards at this point, but you can see that the wheels, it was so well done that I pushed the decking boards really close to the underside of the bus and the wheels. So even if I move the bus back, there are a couple of dips behind there in the soil. So if the bus drops at all, then it's going to hit the decking and damage it. So I've got to, unfortunately, loosen off all the screws on this decking, which is going to have to be done anyway, but I just wanted to move the bus first, and then I can concentrate on moving this decking at an easier pace. But because I've got to give the battery back, I've got to do it this morning and really quick. I've also got to go back to the dentist to pick up the retainers. So where do we start? Well, I have to say at this point I can't pretend and say I'm overly happy about the fact I'm doing this. If I'm honest, I'm a little bit gutted, because it wasn't just the fact that going through all the effort to put that decking up in the first place with such amazing views and so on, planning it all and what have you, but the fact that I did it in the middle of summertime and I struggled so much to get it done, and now just ripping it all out just seems ludicrous, but I'll get over it. A lot cleaner in here though. Guess that's one positive from it. Right, that back bed has not got to move. Everything else is out of here. I'm going to go super slow. This wood burner, I've just got to keep my eye on that because it's going to get a little bit bumpy. So let's start by seeing if it starts. First time. Again. It's amazing. Where am I going? I don't know how I'm going to get out of here. It's not going to work. So far, everything's still in place, but I've got to get through this gap here now. You know, I was almost a little bit deflated yesterday after all that effort moving the bus and after all that effort putting it all down there, and so recently as well. That is yeah, that was difficult, but I did get it up here and I did get it in place. It took all day yesterday. 8:30 in the morning I started on the decking. When the bus was up here, it took about 3 hours to get the bus level, and you can see here this soil is not easy to get down, as you already know. I had to dig a hole for the wheels to go into, and that meant that the bus is now lower and not so domineering in the around the house area. I've still had to stack up the front a little bit, but you'll see around the other side in a minute that it was a good job I lowered it. And unfortunately, while I was reversing the bus back to dig those holes backwards and forwards, I managed to go into the fence. That in itself is no issue because I'm going to be replacing that and put something up there that's a little bit more private. But down here you'll see I cracked the bumper where I fixed it, and on here as well there's one at the front as well. I don't care that much, to be honest with you, but it's a little bit of a shame. But this needed to be done, and you can see now that was more luck than anything. I managed to park this bus and use that sheeting still and connect it to that post on the wall. So I've got the shelter here, and that's given me a few hours less work to do. So I'm very happy about that. But this whole area around here, I now need to tidy up. And to be honest with you, it is way too hot to be doing anything now, especially after yesterday. I'm aching a little bit. Like I said, it was 8:30 till 4:30 of intense heat, digging holes, moving things, and emotion of it. And I'm knackered and drained. I need to just chill out a little bit. So around here, I'm going to tidy it all up. I am going to be putting a sheet down and some gravel around here, because when it rains, that's just going to get really muddy, and that will just protect us a little bit. And also as well, it will look a bit prettier as well while I have it all laid out here. Now in the bus, this is really the most important thing, because I spent the night in here last night, and just looking out the window and seeing the spa and everything lit up around there was really nice. And also the view out here is hardly shabby. So I got the stars. I just need to remove the paint off of those windows, and happy days. Fireplace I'm coming to on the next video. That'll be next week. Unfortunately, the Dyson hot and cold turned up yesterday, because it is incredibly hot in here and there was no breeze last night. So having that blowing on me was really nice. The shower I'm coming back to next week. So all in all, I'm really pleased about that. And I'm very happy that I can just chill out now for today and just do a little bit of tidying up. Unfortunately, I would love to go down to the beach, but my car isn't fixed and it won't be ready either till later tomorrow or at the weekend. So I've just got to sit tight, and as soon as that does come available, I'm going to go straight down to the beach, because it is 3 weeks since I last went. And unfortunately, I did empty that spa, and I don't want to fill it up until I've got the gravel down there and it's all looking smarter. So I'm just going to run the hose pipe for a few minutes, get the cold water out, have a shower, chill out, tidy this area, and start afresh tomorrow. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. You know, it was ridiculously uncomfortable today, 40 plus degrees. And all I could muster up the energy to do was just to clear this area out. I potted a few plants just to tidy it up. And as you saw a second ago, I just did a close-up on this plant. Apparently that one there is good for repelling mosquitoes. We don't have the mosquitoes much at the moment, but they are going to be coming in September time. I know the flies have just started to come out, which is a bit of a pain. That one in the pot there, that is basil as well, and I think that that one is supposed to repel them as well. But I thought around here, just tidying it all up and sweeping the soil made a little bit of a difference. So I'm quite pleased that around here is at least looking a little bit more homely. Putting up the umbrella, I've got some lights up there as well on the table here, so I've got something to eat outside. Unfortunately, the other two chairs are blocking view of me when I have my showers. I did actually end up cutting down a few more branches from down here, because that one there was overhanging right over here, and I get the impression that that at some point was going to collapse. So I didn't want to take any chances, so chainsaw. So I've just spotted this crack that, as you saw, goes up through the door along the corridor. This is right down the center of the building, and then all the way down to the front door, which is a bit of a concern. I'm hoping it's not going to be much of a problem. These old houses, you never know. The fact that I've been living in here and no one's been in here for all these years, it might just be that. I'm hoping though, I need to get into that house fairly soon. Take that full ceiling down along the corridor. If that crack, ooh, if that crack is on the underside going all the way along, then that will be something I'm going to need to tackle pretty quickly. But I'm hoping that it's not. Either way, I'm going to have to cover it temporarily for when the rain comes. I don't want that seeping into the house, and of course that will make it worse. So that will be coming in the next week or two, I think, to try and sort that out. Once I've got the whole bus area down there kind of sorted, then I can turn my attention to inside, but I don't want to keep jumping around at the moment. So from up here, I think that looks not too shabby. Ooh, it's lovely set out here. Little birds tweeting away there. It's about 8 o'clock at night, and this is the most relaxed I've been since I've been in the house. I have to say, moving that bus up here was a really good decision. And I've learned that going with my gut feeling is something that I can't ignore. I really had no idea I was going to be moving this bus, so whatever actually, but I had no idea I was going to be doing it this soon at least. And to get it up here after that moment of just do it, I wouldn't have done it any other way. I have to just do things when I get that moment and that feeling, and it turned out to be absolutely right. It feels really good here, and I know that I've just put these little plants around here, and it's a start. It's just makes everything feel very comfortable, and it feels really nice. And when I'm not videoing, I've got music playing, and then in the evening the lights come on. It just feels very comfortable, and given that it's so lovely at the moment, if not too hot, it's lovely at night time and the mozzies hasn't come out. It just is, yeah, I'm really pleased I moved it all. So that's this week out the way. I'm going to end this video. Now, on my next video, I'm going to be tackling that shower on that wall. Really important. And the kitcheny bit there, there's a burner on there. I'm going to be working out where I'm going to be putting it along here and then sorting that gravel out. But anyway, I did say I wasn't going to be looking at that ceiling, but I am, because it's too hot to be in the bus at the moment during the daytime because I don't have the car. I can't get that screen. So doing the wood burner seems a bit pointless right now. But I am desperate to see what's going on there. So my next video, I am going to be taking everything out of that corridor, making a hell of a lot of a mess with that ceiling, knocking it all down, seeing what we can see with that crack. And inevitably, I'm going to end up emptying the whole of the house, getting everything outside. Makes sense to do it now because we are a long way away from the rain. So anything out here doesn't matter, but it also gives me enough time to fix whatever that problem is. And fingers crossed, it's not a big problem. Also, it means that once I've got everything out, I can have a good clean up round there, all those mice and whatever else are in there, get them all out of the way, and put everything back in nice and neat once I've fixed the problem. So that's going to be an entertaining week coming up. Look out for that one. Until then, I'm just going to sit here for a few minutes before I walk the dogs. So to everybody that's been watching, thank you very much, and I really appreciate the thumbs up and all the new subscribers. I'm really hoping I can build this up. Every new subscriber I get, every thumbs up, every comment I get really does give me the confidence and the boost that I need to continue doing this video. And so thank you everybody that's been taking part in that. Until next week though, have a good one, and I'll see you then. Take care. Bye bye.